Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Inspiration Talk. I'm very excited about today's episode. I have a very special guest with me today. She is an ESL teacher. And before any delay, let me welcome her. Her name is Mandy Poolo. Hello Mandy Poolo, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm also good. So Mandy, can you tell us a little about yourself?
So my name is Mandy and my family's from Chicago, and I've been an ESL teacher for about 14 years now, and I've started making a new business called Articulate is the YouTube channel, but I help people articulate to communicate when we work on pronunciation.
That's great. So as it's more than a year and COVID is still there, so what do you think about COVID-19? How did it affect you?
Yeah, with COVID, oh my gosh. I actually feel very, very blessed because when I caught COVID, I was able to quarantine with my husband. I thought that for most people, I feel that COVID has been extremely isolating. And because of that isolation, it's caused them to be very stressed. In fact, I felt that in a way, COVID was my silver lining because it forced me to work on self-improvement. I exercised, I meditated, I read, and those things I usually don't make time for when prior to COVID. So my experience was very positive. Another blessing is that I was offered a job during COVID. I got married during COVID.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, thank you very much. I got married in March.
Okay, so it's been a year. Wow.
Yeah, I can't believe it. There were times where I felt lonely. I was lonely. But I worked on things that I didn't really have time for, which was such a blessing. Being able to meditate was so de-stressing, and having time to spend with my husband was wonderful because, you can be with your family during COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that I had that.
That's amazing. So Mandy, as you're teaching English language, so how did you start your career in English language?
Okay, so this is a very interesting story. I went to this university called Denison University, and that's in Granville, Ohio. I had met one of my very, very close friends who worked in China. So at that time, I was working for a medical review. I was scheduling the newest employees. And so what happened is I felt really down. I was bummed. And my friend, whom I went to school with before, she told me that it was her birthday. So I asked someone that I was dating at the time, an ex-boyfriend, if I could pay him money to get a trip. At the time I was very young, I didn't have a lot of money, and I got to fly business class. And I went to China to celebrate my friend's birthday with her. And I had the awesome opportunity to see what she did for a living. Okay, I was offered a job to teach overseas, and my goal was to try to get him to come with me. So we were negotiating. The HR people said, well, can you come in 3 months? I'm like, no. Can you come in 4? No. I said, I need 6 months. So I had struggled for a long time thinking, oh, is this a good idea? Should I leave everything? Should I leave my home? Should I leave my boyfriend, leave my friends? And after asking many people for their advice, I decided, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna do it. But it was a struggle. I didn't know if I should go. A lot of people told me, oh, it's okay. A lot of people, you should go. So lo and behold, after 6 months, I went alone. I ended up going alone, and that was in 2008, I began my career as an ESL teacher, worked in Beijing.
Okay, Mandy, so what credentials do you
I
hold?
have a bachelor's degree in liberal arts, and I also have a license in speech and language impairment.
Great. So now let's revive some childhood memories. So Mandy, when you were little, what did you want to be?
Wow, I think when I was little, I wanted to be an actress. I think the idea of acting sounds fun and exciting. And I used to take a cereal box and I would pretend that I'm selling it like I'm an endorser for a cereal product. Would you like to eat this?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And
I
then
didn't become. Well, what was interesting is also I wanted to become a singer, and that I was able to achieve. I was a singer in Las Vegas when I was younger, and we sung, or I should say, I sung, and my band played locally in Las Vegas. And that was one of my dreams that came true. We didn't make it big or anything, but it didn't matter. I got to record a CD, and I had the experience of what it was like singing in a band. And one of the other interesting things is, one of my passions is, I would say, singing. I love it, but I haven't done it in a long time. Even singing gospel music. When I was in university, I got the awesome opportunity to go on tour with our professor who taught choir. And we went with his group over to Portugal, to an island called, I think it's called Madeira. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Madeira, it's so beautiful. There are waterfalls and water everywhere. And it was a really amazing experience being able to sing for the public. That was such a great experience that I remember. And it was a very spiritual experience. There were a lot of like spiritual leaders that were on that trip as well.
okay, wow, that's great. So okay, so what was your favorite subject when you were in school?
I'm not quite sure. I think I liked a lot of different subjects. I liked science. I believe that I liked reading class. Wow, that's hard. I kind of liked a little bit of everything. Industrial arts, how to make stuff. Art class for sure. I loved art. Oh, too many answers.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so so what were your favorite? Do you like what cartoons did you watch the most?
Okay, so I don't know if you're familiar with it. Have you ever heard of something called Care Bears? They're
Yeah.
like these little bears that they're different colors. So one might be yellow, one might be blue. Blue,
Yeah.
they defeat evil with love and with care.
Yeah.
So that's how they beat the enemy or the evil villain in the story, is that they use their symbol and out comes a rainbow. Care Bear stare.
Yeah, that's how it comes. That's so Mandy, when you were little, what did you think would be awesome, but it isn't as awesome as you thought it would be to be
I
an
thought
adult?
that growing up would be awesome. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. I feel like it's difficult being an adult. You know, when you're a child, you don't have to think. You just take care of your needs as far as, eat something, go to school, play. And there's so much responsibility as an adult. Having to pay your bills, having to work. Sometimes I do, and I don't wish that I could become a child again, because there are parts of my childhood that I loved and parts of my childhood that I didn't like. But what's kind of interesting is when I was a child, I thought that I remember not wanting to go to school anymore. And I remember saying, oh gosh, I can't wait until I'm finished with school so I can start to work. I want to work. I want to work. And it's kind of odd because I have spent my career in fields of education, doing something with learning. So it's the total opposite of what I said when I was a child. When I was a child, I'm like, no school, I don't want school, no. And now I am working, teaching English. So it's kind of funny, I think.
Yeah, it is actually. Now it's time to let's imagine and inspire. So, Mandy, when if you get a lottery ticket, what will you do with the money which you will get? For example, infinite amount of money.
First thing I would do is probably pay off my student loan. But I only have $1,000, so I'd have a lot of money left over to do something else with. So one of the things that I think I would love to do is become a philanthropist. And although I think it could be very stressful, I would love to get involved in trying to help people, help organizations, help animals around the world. I definitely would need to hire a trustworthy team to help me figure out how to best allocate the funds that I have received through the lottery. And I think it's so important that we help others. I believe in karma. I think that what you put out will come back to you. And I really feel that deep down to the core that we can motivate and be motivated by love. We can change the world with love. If maybe it sounds like imaginative or a fantasy, because of course there are going to be problems, there are going to be struggles, there's going to be evil in the world, but
That's right.
everybody has so much power with love. I think that is underestimated. So I think never underestimate the power of genuine love and kindness, because you could change somebody's life. And that is probably the best advice that I can give anybody, is to try to remember to have love.
That's true. Love is very important, and we should always be kind and generous to everyone. Okay, so Mandy, if you get a chance to live anywhere for one whole year, what country will you
Oh, dear
choose?
Lord. I would say I want to go back to China for a year. I miss my best friend. My best friend Alan now lives in Shanghai. I also have my old church friends back in Beijing in China. It's called oh my gosh, I'm thinking it's BICF or BCIF. BCIF. I absolutely love that place. It was a great community that welcomed me, and actually that's what led me back to God. So the only reason why I don't want to live anywhere else is because I'm tired of traveling. It takes a lot of effort and strength to move everything and to travel across the world for 14 hours on the airplane and another 5 hours in the airport. I've done it many times because I'm in the US, and I used to live in China, and I worked in China for many, many years. But I miss the friends that I've made there. So that would be one place that I would love to return to.
Okay, I hope you get a chance to visit China again and you live there for 1 year. So Mandy. Okay, so if you get a time machine, what would you like to prefer, to visit your past or your future?
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to figure out how to answer this question. Oh, yeah. This is such a hard question to answer. On one hand, I would say I'd want to go in the past and tell myself how to live life, because I've made a lot of mistakes. But on the other hand, I think that everything happens for a reason, and I wouldn't,
right.
I wouldn't have become the person I am today if I hadn't gone through everything that I've experienced. So I would say maybe neither. If I had to choose one, it would probably be past, just to tell my younger self some truths, some life lessons that I know now that I hadn't known before. Think about like the heartache, things that have happened that have really scarred you emotionally, and realizing either it's okay, it's gonna be okay, everything will be fine, everything is going to work out. Just have faith, speak kindly to yourself, be gentle to yourself, continue to learn and to grow and to be yourself. And but again, that's why I said neither, because I think I know what I know now.
Yeah, that's actually right. Totally agree with you. Okay, so Mandy, as you have traveled the world, so would you like to share what countries did you visit and how was your experience in those countries?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so because I'm an ESL teacher, I feel like I haven't had as much experience as some of my colleagues. Oh man, I know some people that have gone everywhere. I've been to a few. The very first country that I've been to was Portugal. And Portugal was amazing. It was very, very cool. We traveled to an island called Madeira, and we did go to the capital, Lisbon. That was amazing. It was for about a week during spring break when I was in college. I was 19, and 19 years old was my first experience traveling overseas. And I didn't have a lot of money, so I remember fighting, trying to figure out, should I go or should I not? Because I needed to work on an essay. I had a project or an essay, something was due. But I told myself, just go, because one of the students that's in our choir, his father was the magistrate of Portugal. So they donated over $100,000 for all of us to go there. And we only had to pay for, I think it was our food and maybe our lodging, I think. But that was amazing. I got to sing in 4 different concerts. We visited a botanical garden. It was so beautiful. There was even a flower that smelled like popcorn. You know, like people watch a movie, they eat some popcorn. And the flower was... I kind of wish I had a picture so I could show you this flower, but it smelled like buttered popcorn. It was so crazy. That's the first place. The second place was China. I worked and lived over there for many years in Beijing and Dalian. And that's where I was an ESL teacher, where I found God eventually near the last few years. I met my best friend, who I still have a relations with. And oh my gosh, where else did I go? Oh, while I was in China, I visited Italy. That was really cool. That was, I think, 6 days in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 6 days, we traveled through 4 cities. First was, I believe, oh my gosh, Florence, Vatican City, Pisa, and Rome, and how do you say Venetia?
Yeah.
The water. What's the water city? Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Venice. The water city, Venice.
Yeah, that's Venice. Yeah.
It was so cool. Like I think I find these situations so magical and so exciting because I didn't grow up with money. So having the ability to go to different countries and knowing where I came from, knowing that, like my mother, she worked in fast food. She worked serving hamburgers, so she didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have enough. She couldn't send me to school. Thank you, Lord God, that I was able to get a full tuition scholarship to go to school. I'm very, very, very blessed and very thankful. And I think this is another reason why I think it's so important to share with others, to be kind with others, because I was blessed. And just very grateful for the opportunities to travel, and to learn about different people, different cultures. Oh yes.
Yeah, every country has its own beauty, and you learn a lot when you travel. So Mandy, if you had a chance to learn any language, what language would you like to learn?
Oh, okay. I would like to. Okay. Too many languages.
Okay.
One, I forgot to add that I also went to Thailand. Thailand had the most amazing mango sticky rice. I love to eat that mango sticky rice, the best dessert. Sorry.
I love dessert.
I know. I just jumped back. The mango sticky rice is so sweet, and the first time I ever tried it was when I went to Thailand. I had met my 2 students that I taught in Las Vegas, and because they're from Thailand, so when I went there, I was able to see them. They came and they met me in Bangkok, and I was so excited to see them. And oh, there goes my hair. I want to add that PP Island. It's spelled PHI, I think, right? PHI, PP Island. PP Island was the most beautiful place that I've ever seen in my life. The water was so cool. There were really neat boats. Anyway, okay, let's go back to the language conversation.
Okay.
So if I could have any superpower.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that question? Has anybody ever asked you? Now, how this relates to language is, if I had any superpower, it would be to be able to speak any language instantly. I think it would be so cool to just, like, if I meet somebody and they come up to me and from whatever country they are and whatever language they speak, just
That's how they do. Yeah.
Oh, how cool would that be? But at the same time, I think that would be a little bit dangerous, because I think some government would try to steal you and then like force you to, I don't know, but I just think it would be so amazing to be able to speak anything.
So many languages.
Yeah.
I learned once Italian, and now I forgot all the Italian words. How do you relieve your stress?
So now what I do versus what works can be different. So what I mean by that is, I know what I need to do, but sometimes I don't do it. So what relieves stress for me is meditating. Meditating is so good. I like to listen to this guided meditation online. There's so many things out there, but one person that I like to listen to, his name is Aaron, I think it's Aaron Doty, and he has so many followers. But he has this guided meditation where the idea is you want to transform your self-image. So we have these like ideas set from us from childhood. So whatever like we were raised in, or what other people in our lives have told us, sometimes it gets in our minds and it shapes who we are, and it can block our full potential. So the idea is in meditation is you're you're relaxing, 2, you're letting your brain refresh, but also you can reprogram your self-image. And when you reprogram your self-image, you can become anything. You can have anything. You can achieve greatness. And the problem is our thoughts are self-limiting. When our thoughts are self-limiting, this means it stops us from doing the things because of fear. Like we're afraid to go after what we want often because of what someone has told us who we are or what we're capable of. And that's a lie. That's a lie. We have to learn how to reprogram ourselves and telling ourselves that we are awesome, that we are great, that we can do anything. That is, I think the key to the meditation is reforming the mind, relaxing the mind, and it just encourages me and motivates me to be my best self. So meditating is huge. Other things that I like to do to relax and de-stress are walking my dog. I really like going to the dog park when it's not so hot. Now it's like super hot in Las Vegas. I think it was like 114 degrees Fahrenheit. I know probably in Riyadh it's very hot out there too, right?
Yeah, it is. It is actually. And it's so hot that when you go outside, you'll be like you are melting. If you know, like the egg can be easily fried.
Whoa.
With the
in an oven or on a frying pan?
Outside in the car. It's that much hot.
Oh
In the
my
evenings, it's
goodness.
a bit, in the evenings, it's a bit like fine. Like you can stand outside. But in morning, oh my goodness, like after 12 p.m., it's so hot. 12 till 4 p.m. You can't survive. It will like you can't stand outside.
Wow. Oh my gosh. It makes me want to look up the temperature because I think Vegas is hot, but I think Riyadh must be much hotter, right? Way
Yeah,
hotter.
I believe
Wow.
that too.
Wow. Cool.
It was great talking with you, Mandy. There's a small gesture from me to you.
Talking with you as well. Thank you as well. Thank you as well.
And I always love snow. And I wish snow falls.
Wow. If it does snow, it'll be a magical moment for you.
Yeah, but
So I have a bachelor's degree in oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm messing up right now. Let me try this one more time. I'm so sorry. Okay, so if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
the invisible talk from Harry Potter. I would like to have that.
Cool, that is cool. The dog is barking. Coda, come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Shh. Oh goodness. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here, baby. Up. Oh my gosh. This is my dog. Her name is Coda. Hi, Coda.
Wow.
She's a pug. Hello, my name is Mandy, and I help people articulate to communicate. You can find me on LinkedIn by looking up Mandy Poolo or YouTube by typing in Articulate Mandy. I hope you bye and thank you.